Mr Davis.
President, my question is again for the Minister for Small Business. Minister, on the 25th of November 2020, we asked you to accelerate the support for Victorian small businesses through the use of a standardised QR service. And yet now, almost 4 months later and more than 12 months into the COVID crisis, Victoria lags other states. This prompted AMA Victorian President Julian Raitt to say the ACT's seamless QR system should be emulated by Victoria, and Council of Small Business Australia's CEO Peter Strong to say he was shocked the Victorian government wasn't managing the check-in system. He said, "I can't believe how stupid it is." Minister, why is Victoria's QR system for small businesses such a dog's breakfast now?
Minister Pulford.
Point of order, President. I'm not the Minister responsible for the QR code system.
Order. Thank you. Thank you. Order. Thank you. Mr Davis.
Mr. President, the Minister's answered questions on this matter before, and in fact I referred to one of those questions in this chamber on which we asked questions about it, and the Minister responded in detail. The Minister can't now say, I can't be questioned further on my earlier statements and matters around that.
Mr Davis is reflecting on your ruling from earlier in the week.
Thank you. And order. You didn't need to remind me. I was going to get to this, Minister. Look, the Minister has indicated to the House she's not the Minister for that, and that's the end of the story. Now, the other option is I ask you, Mr Davis, if you want to redirect, have another chance. But she already declared she's not the Minister for that.
She has, just further on the point of order, she has actually answered questions about this matter previously. So she can't now say, I won't be further questioned about the matters she responded to.
She probably, order. The Minister probably, as she said in the beginning, she knows the answer, and probably in the previous has volunteered to do the answer, but she already declared that she's not the Minister for it, so I'm giving you a chance to rephrase your question.
Just further to the point of order, you may not be able to deal with this right now, but I would ask you look at some of the earlier rulings and precedents where a Minister has actually responded on a matter and actually made commentary about a particular matter. They can be questioned about their particular commentary earlier. So, but I will rephrase.
Happy to look into this. Yeah. Thank you.
President, I ask what steps the Minister will take to ensure that small businesses have a first-class QR code system, noting that the state seems to have mandated it from the 27th of March.
Minister.
Thank you, President. So Victorian small businesses, and indeed larger ones, are embracing the free QR tracing app that the government has made available. So far, more than 50,000 businesses have signed up to the service. And from the 27th of March, what we're asking is that third-party providers of check-in solutions use the API to connect to the Department of Health's contract tracing system. Now, Mr Davis referred in his introductory remarks to the comments of Peter Strong from COSBOA, which I did see in media reports, and I was surprised because Mr Strong sits on my small business advisory roundtable, where we got very clear signals from the small business sector about their preference that an app not be mandated, because different apps do different things. And so one of the reasons that we are preferring to have a common API is that it will create the seamless traceability traceability, but also recognise that businesses have sunk costs in QR code systems that do different things. So, for example, the hair and beauty industry have access to a QR code system that runs seamlessly and compatibly with customer records and booking systems. There are others in the hospitality industry, including a very exciting Victorian-based company's product, Mr Yum. They're not the only one, but they're one I'm familiar with. Mr Yum provides a service where you can check in but also order your meals from your table, removing the need to be moving around in the venue. So the small business community said to us pretty clearly that they wanted to be able to use the investment that they'd made. And in fact, I think I've answered in similar terms when Dr Bark asked me a question on this. And there are existing arrangements with organisations, including the AHA, not just them, but industry organisations that had found a partner provider and had a whole lot of existing systems. So to complete the full loop of traceability and to ensure that all of those apps are seamlessly compatible with the government's app, which is free and being taken up by, as I said, now 50,000 Victorian businesses, the API will need to be compatible from the 27th of March and my department, Minister Pearson, who is responsible for the QR app that the Victorian government has, and indeed Minister Foley, as the Health Minister responsible for the primarily responsible for the pandemic response, will ensure that we have all of the functionality and all of the capability that we need, and that those app providers have been engaging with the process through its development. This will have minimal impact on the businesses providing these systems, and importantly, no impact at all on businesses using them.
Mr. Hayes, Mr. Davis on the supplementary.
President, I've listened to that, and I note that the Minister did make reference to a series of earlier questions on this matter, and I therefore ask, epidemiologist Catherine Bennett has said a messy patchwork approach to QR codes could undermine compliance. Minister, do you agree with the medical experts that your QR system in Victoria risks creating confusion for small business?
Point of order. So I'm neither the Minister with responsibility for the development of the QR app, neither am I the Minister with responsibility for contract tracing. As for the part of Mr. Davis's question that went to confusion in the small business community, the small business community are well aware of their responsibilities. Many organisations have availed themselves of the free government app, and everywhere you go, these apps are there, and people are using them pretty seamlessly, given that we've all not been doing this for terribly long. And I take the opportunity to thank all of those people in our small business community who have contributed to the pandemic response.
Minister, I think you already gave the answer in another point of order. But anyway, look, I just want to clarify, Mr. Davis, further to your point of order earlier, and respond to your, Mr. Davis. Minister needs to be consistent. If they choose to answer questions on a particular topic on one day, they should be willing to do so on the other days. This is a previous ruling, and I'm happy to continue with this, just for your information. Thank you.